I'm okay with being disliked and people not knowing the full person of who I am. Because the person who is liked by everybody is the enemy to themselves. I am who I am. I am a fighter at heart. I am a beautiful, strong Black woman. I'm very confident. I'm very faithful. I don't take disrespect from nobody. And people have a problem with women being that way. But it's like, so what? I sleep better at night when I know that someone who disrespected me, I either checked them or I disrespected them back. I sleep great at night knowing that.
She said, I am not turning the other cheek. I know that's right.
This is motivational. I'm feeling
it's the power of a Pisces,
you know
honey.
What I'm saying?
Back in Atlanta.
Yes.
Look at you in your pink.
I'm I'm ready for tonight. You're here, not for nothing. Yeah. We're going to the dream game tonight.
It's both hands. Okay.
Why are you making me do all this really girly stuff that I gotta explain to the stud mafia afterwards?
You don't gotta explain.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be our first game together. It's
so
the Barbie game. Angel Reese's Barbie debuted it. They're gonna do a pink game, so I got a little pink
You
on.
have such pink.
You know what I mean?
Even though, like, I have the A2s on right now, but I will be in a pink outfit. However, by the time this airs, obviously the game will be done. But we'll keep you up on that. But I have my A2, shout out Asia Wilson.
Yes.
But Angel is making history. She's the second WNBA player to get a Barbie, the first Black WNBA player to get a Barbie. And just the representation I've loved online, seeing all the little Black girls playing with the Barbies. One was like, she has to stretch before the game, and the little Barbie was in a split. That just matters
that's so dope.
Much. It's just so cute. And I just remember Angel's, it had to be her senior year. It was a junior or senior year in college. And she was telling me, like, how she wanted to be on the front of Vogue or the cover of Vogue. She was telling me how she wanted to be a Victoria's Secret angel. And all of these goals for her, because back then it sounded like dreams, right? All these goals that she had, she's fulfilled. And being able to make history year after year, like, just when you think that, like, a complete billboard of yourself plastered on the Fifth Avenue Victoria's Secret is enough, she was like, well, I've been the Bayou Barbie, I've been Chi-Town Barbie, now I'm ATL Barbie. Let's just actually have a Barbie. Like, she's nuts.
Absolutely. But also just growing in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all these things haven't been a distraction. All these things haven't taken her away from what needs to be done on the court.
Yeah.
And she just keeps growing in the game and getting better and getting stronger and proving that you can be multifaceted and wear a lot of hats. But I love that she puts the sport first. And whenever she gets on that floor, she's there to play and she's not fucking around.
I love it's the power of Anne, right? You can walk and chew gum. You can be this supermodel. She's with a great modeling agency, like top 10, like, respect to the society. That's like Adriana Lima's, like, it's crazy. Right. Anyway, you can be a top 10 agency model with your Victoria's Secret wings, and you can also be a double machine making history in the league. And you can walk runways, but you can also work on your footwork, which I know you know about Lisa Leslie, working with her in the off season and Unrivaled. You can tour the world and still play in your off season. It's the power of and what she's doing, and she's very aware of it right now. She's showing that you can capitalize off of your brand as a whole human and not have to subscribe to these boxes that people try to put you in. Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it's not possible, because it was placed on her heart and her mind. She was able to actively do it. Like, I want to just reiterate for the people who don't understand that when she communicated her dreams, those were always goals for her. Always.
Shout out to Angel Reese.
Shout out Angel Reese. I will always root for you. Like, just one time for the culture, okay? But you know who else is doing it for the culture? Paige Beckers and her Gatorade. She love her some Shirley Temple, child.
A Shirley Temple Gatorade song is kind of fire, though. I'm not going to hold you.
You do like sweet things,
I do. I'm a Shirley Temple girl. When I was a little kid, that was like my favorite thing to get because I felt grown.
You felt grown.
I felt grown.
Imagine a little miniature Sam feeling grown.
I did. I was like, I'm drinking with the adults. You know what I mean? So Shirley Temple's got a secret place in my heart, and a Shirley Temple Gatorade sounds pretty busted. And it's just dope to just see Paige expanding her brand as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, she has so many things in her bag that I just can't even keep up with. And Paige is just the gift that keeps on giving. But you know who else is? Because the young lit turnt crew Olivia Miles had Dawn Staley in a tizzy the other day, and she just been so amazing on the court. I know you're a huge fan of her too.
I caught the Fever game this week. It was her head-to-head with Kelsey Mitchell. It was a great head-to-head. I just really enjoy watching Olivia Miles play. I love how tough she is. Kelsey Mitchell was a very tough competitor, and she gave her those props. You know what I mean? She was like, hey, this is like my welcome to the W moment. And Kelsey was really, really hard to play. Like, she made me work up and down that court. But I watched Olivia put the work in, and I just feel like she shows up every time. She loves the sport, and you could tell by the way she plays. And she was a real dog out there. Like, some of those points definitely weren't coming easy, but she was digging them out. So I just thought it was a really dope game, and it was just an exciting way to, be into the second half of the season.
When you have such an electric beginning of the season as a rookie, you become a target, right? And you're going to have to face that defense, but you also get assignments because Cheryl Reeve now trusts you. And so when your assignment is to guard the quickest guard in the WNBA, that's not easy, especially when it's a Kelsey Mitchell. This generation grew up loving Kelsey Mitchell. They know what she has an intimidation factor about her because of her speed, because of her efficiency shooting, because of her range shooting. And so for Olivia to be able to step in there once again and prove to us why it's a clear front runner of Rookie of the Year, and show up the way she did, score the way she did, and be able to assume the task. I'm not going to say guard the way she did because Kelsey still went off, but to be able to assume that position is very unique to Olivia.
That head-to-head was crazy.
That head-to-head was nuts. But you know what else was crazy? The movement in the WNBA. The trade deadline has come and gone, and Kelsey Plum is now with Phoenix. And Phoenix has kind of struggled this year. This is uncharacteristic, especially off of seeing how far they went last year, and then that heartbreak that they had against the Aces. Yep. But Aces going ace, okay? But right now, as it stands, the Phoenix Mercury are 11th offensively. They're 11th in the standings. They're 7th in offensive rating, which we won't even get into the stats of that. But they could use some offense, right? And what do you get when you get Kelsey Plum? You get offense. You get a sharpshooter. And so in a world that the top 8 teams make the playoffs, there's a fight. Obviously, the top teams are the top teams, right? But I want to say the bottom half of that elite through 12 are probably, they're still in contention. There's still a fight for that race. And so adding Kelsey Plum could be an immediate fix to what we've seen this year with Phoenix.
Yeah. It could be the spark they need. You know what I mean?
The spark I like you did that. Kelsey from this way. Y'all get it? Like, see, I was making jokes. That's what you do. That's what you
see that wordplay.
Yeah. But the W is the gift that keeps on giving. So the second half of the season should be really interesting. That fight for the top 8 is never a comfortable one, and it often comes down to the last week of the regular season. Obviously, we have a longer season this year because the FIBA break or the World Cup break, and they get, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks off, so to recalibrate. But you never know, because at any given time, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah, second half of the season is just where it's earned. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their money on the wood, as the saying goes.
Yep, but I've been loving, so my favorite part of W30, not that you asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway, has been seeing the legends resurface. Did you see Cheryl Miller in those suspenders?
I did.
Cheryl's so smooth.
I did.
I love her.
I did.
She was so happy.
I did. She brought the suspenders back out. She like she dresses in a way where I'm like, that's where I need to get. Every time I look at a graphic tee,
I can see that in your
my
future.
closet. I'm like,
you're like suspenders.
I gotta get rid of this graphic tee, and I gotta get some suspenders.
In
That's
a world of
where I need
suspenders, we need to grab those. We need to not do the graphic tee because we need to be more like Cheryl Miller.
Smooth and together.
I think you're pretty smooth and together.
I'm getting there. There.
The black is subtle, but the chains are not.
I'm starting to cook. Exactly. That's what I'm going for.
Just
quiet little pops, as
with the shoulder. So in a little bit more serious news, in a lot more serious news, the human rights of it all. Historically, the WNBA has always been on the side of fighting for inclusivity, racial justice, LGBTQIA plus inclusion. And where there's LGBTQIA plus, there's the T. And in a world where trans rights and transhumanity is so compromised, just them living in their humanity, it's so jarring to see the uproar, the turmoil that has been this past few days and weeks in the WNBA with discussion around it. And it really pains me because in a league that has flipped the Senate, in a league that has witnessed having to win and be great despite, there is a bad faith argument in trans exclusion, and this comes when it's a non-factor. There are only 10 active NCAA athletes that identify as trans, and that's a micro level when you get to the elite level, and it's a complete non-factor here. So igniting the entire anti-trans movement is bizarre. It's toxic. It's really I don't know the words for it. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
I mean, to me, it just really seems like controversy for controversy's sake.
For no reason.
Like what you said, like it's not even a thing. It's not happening. It's not a threat to anything. Even if it was happening, it wouldn't be a threat to anything.
It's not a threat.
But it's actually not even going on. So why we're talking about it in this way and being inflammatory about, I don't know, just there's a level of pandering that seems to be going on that just doesn't really make sense to me.
And the language around it is very harmful because words mean things. I have always been a communicator. My degrees are in communication and English. And when you have girls against men, that is dangerous language. First of all, keep it the same equal playing field. Second of all, gender identity and sexual preference are two different things. And the real threat to women's sports is other toxicity, like grooming, like sexual abuse. Like there's so many different issues that are actually prominent that are a real threat to girls and women, or people who identify as girls and women in sport.
Yes. And
when I look at the landscape of everything, because I know there's going to be somebody who's like, Ari doesn't care about women's sports. I give my life to women's sports. Let's be very clear. The safety that they claim is at risk and the protection of women's sports. When you exclude trans kids, trans people, trans women from these spaces, not only are you putting their lives at risk, but you're showing that it's not as inclusive as the premise that it has been before.
And also, I always kind of look at things objectively.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever side of this conversation you're on, the language around things, I totally agree needs to change. Because just because something makes you uncomfortable doesn't make it a threat. Just because you don't particularly understand something or understand something's place doesn't make it a threat. When you start to use words like threat or it's dangerous just because you're uncomfortable, you are elevating a level of danger around a particular group of people, and that's not okay. And there should just be more of an invitation to honest discourse and not fear mongering.
And if you want to subscribe, which is completely untrue, if you want to subscribe against guys playing against girls, if you do go to the elite level, your practice players are guys. And I think it's a bad faith argument, like they're biological men. It's a bad faith argument for somebody to be the mouthpiece for this who played boys high school football. So I just think that there's irony in that. But I'm going to read some stats right here. Trans people make up approximately 1% of the U.S. population. Trans people make up less than 0.002% of college athletes. That's 10 out of every 500,000. And even fewer Olympians identify as trans, 0.001%. I have some trans friends who compete. Some trans men who compete against other men. There has never been a problem with that. It's just all misconstrued. It's all misconstrued, and I think that it's provoking fear so that people can subscribe to an ideology that should not exist. Yeah. And that's where I stand by it. I think that Cheryl Reeve has always been on the right side of the correct side of history, and that's why I'm proud of her for being able to boldly speak out exactly how she feels about trans inclusion. But when you want to advocate for the LGBT community, don't forget the T. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
On a lighter note, our friend of the show, Monet Davis, had her debut with the rest of the WPBL, the Pro Baseball League, and in All Poetry in Motion, she got the first run.
Yes, I was excited for that.
Oh my God, it was great.
That's the dope thing about like when we get to interview someone and then kind of watch them pretty immediately go do the thing they were kind of talking about they were going to do. So it was an exciting moment.
And while we're on the topic of runs, the first home run was Danae Benitez.
Yes.
Shout out to the Latina representation there, making history. It's only right. But the game was crazy because New York was up the entire time. And then all of a sudden, LA came through and was like, we're here. So Monet gets to rest well tonight.
Yeah, and my team lost. The Boston Hunters got smoked.
Oh, yikes.
11-3 from the San Francisco Fireball. So
Shout out SF, you know.
I hope to see that turn around. And I mean, I'm so excited for the ladies. I am so excited for this league and just what's going to come from it in the future. But we cannot skip over that horrible national anthem. We're not going to do that. I knew you was going to try to do that.
I'm going to try to
but we're not going to skip over that.
I acknowledge the history that it was, and I'm not. This is all you. This is a Sam rant here.
I mean, yes, history, yes, yay. But come on, do the ladies better than that. Do the ladies better than that. I respect Motown. I respect the Motown legends. I respect the people who came before us. But if you ain't got it, baby girl, you ain't got it. And they could get Ruben Studdard next time.
Where is Ruben Studdard?
When all else fails, call in Ruben.
I ain't seen that man since 2004. So
this is my story.
Period. Come on, vocals. Get you in the booth. I mean, we are in a booth. I'm like, get you in a booth. We literally have a mic right now. It's time. But Maybelle Blair was there. And if you know anything about her, she played in Chicago's National Girls Baseball League for the Cardinals in 1947. So for her to be able to see this come full circle, she was telling AJ Andrews that, first of all, Babe Ruth ain't got nothing on her words exactly, and also said that she still got it.
Yeah.
So Maybelle, she's been all on that field and showing out, and then she was actually the mascot of the game. So it was great to see history come full circle like that. We respect the legends singing and playing.
Much respect.
We respect them. And
respect them by inviting them and just saying, you know what, you don't got to do no work today. We're going to sit you down. We're going to treat you good. We're going to make sure you got all the water and juice and stuff you need. You're going to be respected by that.
No way,
that's a way to respect them.
You know, but for here's to a great season with Maybelle being able to witness history that she created. Shout out to you and your friends, Maybelle. Y'all, it's because of y'all that we are able to do what we can do, or that we are doing today. So that's hilarious. Shut up. Shut up. Oh my God.
I'm gonna get you in trouble.
So Sam, you know how I like to do crazy things?
Yes.
And you know how like oftentimes I find myself in compromising positions because I just want to feel? Well, Molly Carlson is worse than me. She's a Red Bull cliff diver that decided, cliff diving's not enough. Let me jump from a helicopter into a pit in the water that if I don't make it in the pit, there are sharks. And I talked to her last month about potentially doing this, and she's afraid of sharks. And so I'm like, Molly, riddle me this. Why the heck are you jumping from helicopters into waters that are shark infested if you're afraid of sharks? And she really didn't have an explanation, but she did it. So go, Molly, go.
Respect to her. I'm actually looking at this as we speak. Respect to her. But some of these things when people be like, I made history, I'm like, that's because nobody was going to do that.
Because I'm not going to do it.
No one was going to do that. No one was going to do that. That is, we don't like, shout out to you.
Maybe on
Molly.
one good day where I'm feeling froggy, I'll give you a cliff dive. Probably not. A nice little smooth high dive where I could still go hands first and not have to go feet first. Because if you go hands first, you shatter your shoulder on a cliff dive. But Molly, the sharks, baby.
Yeah, that's a different level.
Okay, one time I was
does the thing go all the way down to the bottom?
I have no answers for you. I have no idea.
Because how do the sharks stay out?
Who would know that besides Molly?
Okay.
Who would know that besides Molly? One time I was in Bondi, it's in Australia, and I was surfing and there was a shark alarm and I was like, cool, right? But like that's the potential of a shark, not like knowingly going in there with shark infested waters. Like I'll give you the cool of the potential of risk, but when I assume the risk because this is like a planned activity, I'm like, ugh. But it was for Shark Week, so at least it was for something. But like Molly, you got it, bruh. Like you got it.
I mean, the sharks already have the week. They don't They don't need Molly.
They don't need Molly. You got a whole week. Why do you need our girl? That is wild. What can I get you to do though? I just like, what extreme sport can I get you to do?
Oh, yeah. I'm not really an extreme sport kind of.
Okay. What mild sport?
I jumped off a diving board once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was enough.
Can you swim?
I can swim.
Good.
I can swim.
Way to beat the stereotype.
I can swim. I can swim.
Enough to go off a diving board.
Enough to go off a diving
That's
board.
good.
I'm a strong pool swimmer.
Okay.
I'm not an ocean girl.
We'll get you in the ocean.
I don't, with the waves, I'm like not as confident.
Okay, here's why I love the ocean. Because I'm a very controlling person and the ocean is the only thing I can't control. And so I really respect her. She's a little angry at us right now because we keep, damaging Earth. But I love the ocean. That's why I love surfing. Surfing, I'm not great, right? But there's some type of power in just like letting it go. I don't know. That's where I'm most zen, where I'm in the ocean with like unpredictability. I guess that's how Molly feels that she's diving at sharks.
Oh, now you understand. Look at how.
But like sharks can eat. Like I guess things could eat me in the ocean as well.
Yeah, there's stuff roaming around there.
Yeah. One time, oh my God, I went on snorkeling, which is not bad at all. It's like a very normal thing to do. And just too many things were moving. And I was like, I never have to see what's below me ever.
Oh, no, I don't want to know what's going down
there.
Like
I said, oh, I thought this was a rock. She is moving. I am confused. So I never have to do that. And mind you, I go snorkeling like maybe 3 times a year. Like, I don't know what about this last snorkeling one. I was like, I don't ever have to know what the heck the ocean has going on.
It's a lot going down there.
Yeah, but there are people like Molly who consistently push the limits of.
And we thank her. All right, I'm super excited for this one.
I know.
Next up, we have an incredible guest, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 18-time world champion, and the first boxer in the 4-belt era to hold an undisputed title in 3 weight classes. Who we are talking about? The GWOAT. Claressa Shields. Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. Super excited to have you in the building. Thank you for showing up to the pod. I think we should just start with this fight that you have coming up in Atlanta in these next couple of weeks. You dropped 3 weight classes to take this fight. I feel like, I know you've kind of cleared out your weight class. You've kind of beaten everybody there was to beat, taken every belt there is to be taken.
Yeah.
So I assume you did this for a challenge. I'm wondering, being the GWOAT, how hard is it for you to keep feeling challenged in the sport of boxing?
Well, it's like a blessing and like a curse with like my boxing skills because I'm just so good and I'm so unbeatable and 18-0 with 18 world titles and it's just like I've already fought at this weight class. I've been undisputed here twice at 160. So to be going back down after being a heavyweight, I think the biggest challenge is actually being able to make the 160 weight class again because I've been at heavyweight for the past 3 years, which is 175. And I fought at 175 and I fought at 175 plus. So that's the biggest challenge, really. I don't think that the girls, the women, as great as they are, they're not the ones who, I'm worried about. Because once we get inside the ring and we box, I know that my skills, my power, my speed, and my experience can beat all of them.
It's one thing about you. You've always had this confidence about you. In the years that I've known you, I remember 6 years ago, you were still calling yourself the GWOAT, and you knew this about yourself from when you started back at home. But when you carry that confidence and have to continuously prove it, well, do you feel like you have to continuously prove it, or do you think that if you laid it down today and something were to go left, which it won't, that it will still remain the same?
There'll never be another Claressa Shields and greatest woman of all time. Everything that I've accomplished, and I'm talking about even before I turned pro. I'm talking about like just the Olympics alone. Being able to win 2 Olympic gold medals. On top of that, I don't know how many world championships in the amateurs, and then the national titles, and then to turn pro and do everything that I've done and be a 5-division world champion. I can retire today, and I'm still going to be known as the best female boxer, the greatest woman of all time. I don't have to prove that. Like I really box because I just love my job. That's why I box. Like I love fighting. I love my job. I love to compete. I love the art of war. That's my thing. So that's why I'm still boxing now. Like it's not really about like, yeah, I make great money and I get to meet a lot of great people, but it's like I get to keep showcasing my skills till I feel like it's time for me to wrap it up. And it hasn't been time for me to wrap it up yet.
She said, wrapping them hands, not the career. Go ahead.
Keeping in line with what you're talking about, you've been known to say, that you're focused on a legacy, and in that legacy, the legacy of growing the sport of boxing and leaving it better than how you found it. What do you think are like the biggest challenges or hurdles that you see for women in the sport of boxing?
Well, when I turned pro, the biggest thing that I saw was none of us were fighting on TV. Nobody had made $1 million. It wasn't a blueprint. Like, when I turned pro, I was kind of scared because I was like, all I want to do is fight on TV and possibly fight one time for $1 million. Just one time. That was my goal. I've been over to supersede that, thanks to God and him placing me with like great team and me being able to meet great people. But getting to the $1 million mark was to me was the biggest surprise. I came out the gate with opportunities of being able to fight on TV. So now I feel like the biggest thing now is letting the girls know what the blueprint is so they can have something to follow when I'm done. Because when I turned pro, it wasn't a blueprint. It was just listen, none of us get paid. The most the girl fought for was 50 or to 10K for a world championship. And that's what it is. That's what it was. So it was how do you change that? And I had to come in and change everything and go against all the rules. Like when I came in, they were like, girls don't trash talk and girls don't do this and girls don't do that. And I'm like, who created these rules and how we gonna sell fights if we can't trash talk and we all lovey-dovey with each other? Like, how we gonna sell these fights?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's funny because I'm harping on you loving the art of war and being able to witness, because you did tell your story through a movie, and I thought that was really dope that we got an inside look at your experience there. But when you're loving the art of war and you're from where you're from, how did you know, because there was no blueprint, how did you know to channel that into a career? And can you talk about the significance of keeping good people around you, or how you use your discretion with that?
Well, I would say at the beginning of boxing, I wasn't boxing to make it a career. I was boxing because it made me feel good. After everything I went through in my life with the sexual abuse and dealing with my mom, dealing with alcohol, my dad being in prison, growing up poor, after everything that I endured, boxing was something that made me feel even though I'm going through all that, this is good. I get to go to the gym. I get muscles. I get bruises. I bruise people up. I get told good job. I was being told by my boxing coach from the age of 14 that I was the best. At the age of 14, he was like, you're the best female boxer ever. And I was like, yeah, right. Right? And so as I continued to box, it was just opportunities came, and me having a close relationship with God is how I was able to seize those opportunities. Like when I found out about the Olympics, I was 13, and coach was like, you're going to go to the Olympics, but you're going to go at 132 pounds. He was right about going to the Olympics, but I went to the Olympics at 165 pounds, not 132. I didn't know I would be as big as I got. But when I was 13, I weighed about a good 129, 130, 135, right? And then as the years went by, coach was like, we're getting ready for 132. You're getting ready to go to the Olympics. And then I got taller. I got bigger. My butt got big. I started getting a little chest.
Got a little thick. I know that's right.
Right. So now we're going to the Olympics at 175. So really, I was just looking at the opportunities and just wanting to prove that, yeah, I work hard and I train hard, but I'm better than these girls. So I wanted to compete. And I was the youngest girl competing. All the girls I fought against were all older than me, even back then. When I was 16, qualifying for the Olympics, at 17 at the Olympics, the Russian I fought against in the finals was 34 years old when I was 17. So it was just I just took advantage of my opportunities. And then on the second half of your question, it's great to have good people around you because, well, one, I think that you can have people around you who are good people and they're knowledgeable, but I think it's more important to have people around you who accept you for you and grow with you. I think that people be at different stages of their life, you know what I'm saying? And they want to put that on you and want you to hurry up and get there, hurry up and be healed. hurry up and be better, hurry up and be nicer and all this stuff. And it was like, I'm going to get there, but I more enjoy, I think that my surroundings are people who accept me for me and can accept the growth and accept me where I am, and where I was when I turned pro back in 2016, and where I am now in 2026 are two different people. And the people that's still around are those who have grown with me. Not being like, oh, whatever I say is right, but more being like, yeah, hold you accountable, but also understand that I'm not there yet. Like, as far as you've grown and where you've been, I haven't experienced that. I haven't went through that, and I'm not there yet. So I've grown mentally and physically and spiritually, but it's like I'm not at the point yet to where you slap me and then I turn the other cheek and let you slap me again. Like I haven't made it there, but everyone around me knows that. They know, like, listen, it's best. Listen, it's
God's still
Claressa
working
can
on
take
her.
so much. I can't take all of that. I can take some things, but when it comes to bam and then no.
No whack 'em again.
Speaking of people around you, you hang around some of the most like elite fighters in the sport. Terence
Yeah.
Crawford, Shakur Stevens, Kashawn. Like, you're kind of the only girl in that boys' club. How does that feel for you? And is it ever like just isolating that there's not a female kind of on that level in the sport that you can connect with and relate to?
Nah, I'm nah, I'm okay with that. I've always been the girl who's like, I'm like the sister or like the cousin, or I'm like the best friend. I'm not, growing up, I was always the tomboy. So all the boys would ask me for advice and come and tell me their secrets and talk to me. And so, I wasn't even dating until I was like 15 and, lost my virginity at 17, 18 years old. So it was like, I was only focused on boxing. So, no, I kind of enjoy that. And I know that I've earned that. Guys put me in their pound for pound list and ask me for advice. But I'm happy that it's someone else who is great, who I can go to and ask for advice. Like, I can go to Shakur. I can send Shakur my sparring and say, hey, bro, what did I do wrong here? I can send it to Terrence and he'll tell me. Me and Shakur got some work in this camp. We actually we was able to spar this camp. So it's just like being able to learn from them and knowing that we all look at each other as equals, as being elite athletes. I'm comfortable in that. And if another woman is to come and be able to join that circle, and she definitely will have to earn it, because these are hard guys to please.
You love to step in places that you can dominate, and it's not the easiest. You've gone from the ring to the booth. So let's get into your rap career a little bit. Just talk to us about when Claressa decided to step up to the mic.
Well, I've been rapping since 2021. And honestly, I got into rap when I started doing MMA. And MMA was so hard and so nerve-wracking that my nerves was always just everywhere. And I couldn't sleep. And I was frustrated in training, trying to learn jiu-jitsu. And I was having a very hard time when I first started MMA. And I was like, I need a way to express what I'm going through without tweeting, right? Without putting it online. And people just taking my tweets and making a whole damn story of it. So I'm like, what can I do? And I was like, you know what? I had some of my people send me some beats, and they sent me some beats, and I just started writing and putting stuff down. And that was comfort for me. So it's a lot of music that I've done, even back in 2021, that I've never even went to the booth and recorded. I just have it on my phone, where I recorded it with the beat playing in the background type of deal. But I think I let John Connor hear something, and he's from Flint, and he was signing Dr. Dre and everything. And I let him hear some song where I was singing and I was rapping on it. And he was like, sis, you need to put that out. And I was like, no. And I think with that, now how I look at music, I look at it as a way of, I'm trying to get $1 million deals, right? So it's certain stuff and certain things that I cannot say being a Golden Girl athlete, right? So with that in music, for some reason, you get a pass. You get a pass. I mean, look, Megan Thee Stallion got to deal with Nike and she got the wardrobe and all this stuff. You get a pass with music. So I felt like I want to express how I feel about things in music other than me just doing an interview and me just saying, I don't like so-and-so. I don't like this dance. I don't like that this happened. I'd rather just put it in music. And that's why Claressa Shields Run Your Mouth is out on all platforms.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping another song next week.
Okay.
And I think that just Claressa Shields, the artist, and Claressa Shields, the boxer, are just two different people. And I want to be able to express that without being judged. Because when you say stuff and you talking it, for some reason they're like, oh no, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't feel that way. But when you do it on music, they're like, oh well, that sounded good, right?
Wait, real quick. What's the hardest bar that you think you have? Like, do you have anything on the top? Yeah, not to put you on the like any pressure, but
man, it's so many. I think this last song with Run Your Mouth, I said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I sell tickets. This whole sell.
Oh. Yeah,
she said that. She
true.
said that. She said that was tough.
Twat is crazy.
Twat brought me back to my grandma.
I was like, dang, that was actually that was rough. And then it's another one. I haven't released this song yet. It's called Rent. It's called Rent Free. Rent free in you bitches head. To me and my ops is dead. Don't pay attention to hoes. I make paper instead. Winning is my revenge. Hoes wigs make me cringe. Like that was some
Yeah. Yeah, no, right here. Right here,
I got
girl.
some stuff.
Right here. We hear you.
Stuff.
We hear you. We're gonna stream it. We're definitely gonna be streaming it. We're gonna be listening.
I think there's like a theme of you being in rare air too, you know, like you're excellent, but you're also surrounded by excellence. So like even in the music, I wonder like, you know, your partner is Papoose, pound for pound, one of the greatest lyricists and just bar writer ever. Like how does that affect you?
Which is so crazy. Which is so crazy how we ended up together because he's the great at what he do. I'm the greatest at what I do. And I'm like, how did that whole thing come about? Mm-hmm. That's just
I guess
crazy.
great people find great people,
Me.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're both Pisces. His birthday March 6th, mine March 17th.
I'm March 14th, girl. I don't know if you knew that.
Pisces!
Uh-oh.
The big one, not the little one.
You know the girl.
No, so it just was like me and him being together. Like I definitely lean on him for sure. Like when I do my raps and I do my stuff because I like to be original. You feel me? I like to do my own stuff, and I'll let him listen to it, and he'd be like, "I would have put this there and that." So he's very like this dude, very alphabetical slaughter. You know what I mean? Like he's very like, nah, I would have put this here and that there, and I would have like how he rap. I was like, I already told him, I said, I don't even want you to go to the studio with me. He's like, well, I go to the gym with you. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm showing you stuff. Now when we go to the studio, it's like,
so
now
don't get it twisted.
Yeah, now you critiquing me, and I've gotten a little bit comfortable in being critiqued a little bit. But it's like nobody can critique me in boxing. Like you can say what you want, but I know how to win. Winning is all that matters. It's like in music, it's like, nah, this has to be that way. This here, that you can change this, and Pap is so surgical with it. So I'm like, let me just. We've been to the studio. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But up at first, I was really intimidated. Like, listen, you wait till I get done rapping it 10 times, and then you hear the 10th one.
I feel you. My girl works out a lot, and I refuse to go to the gym with her because I can't do a push-up yet. So I understand what you're saying.
We'll work on it. Not too much on my girl. Not too much on my girl.
Go to the gym.
No, but Claressa, you just mentioned that it's hard, you know, to take critiques, especially when you're used to being the best out there. How are you able to continue to elevate from guidance around you while still knowing that you're untouchable, really?
Listen, I am so real with myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not a person to blow smoke of my own, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, I can watch something and see something for what it is. I can hear something. You ever been talking to somebody and they're saying what they're saying, but all you are doing is reading in between the lines? Uh-huh. I'm a read in between the lines person.
I see.
I'm not a person that just gonna listen to what you're saying. Like, yeah, I hear you, but I know what you're really saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, that's how I just look at life. Like, people have a lot of advice and want to give a lot of, critiquing advice, whatever. But it's like, I hear you. But to me, advice and guidance, all that is to be taken or left. And some stuff, people can tell you 20 things, but it may be one thing that can help you. The rest of the 19 is meant for somebody else. Right. So that's kind of just how I live. And I honestly know that within my life, I've been making decisions for myself since I was 13 years old, like for my life and to move out, where I was going to live, how I was going to eat, what I was going to do in my life. So when it comes to me being 31, it's like, I think I've been pretty smart at making this life decision stuff work. I've been able to get multi-million-dollar deals. I've never been in jail. I ain't got no kids yet. I got my houses. I got my cars. My family is taken care of. I think I've made some pretty good investments. So for me, it's like, I kind of got this stuff figured out, but I will only take advice that I feel that will help my life, and it may sound like great advice. Somebody may say something like, oh, that was good, but I'm still not gonna take it. Thank you, but
Yeah.
Speaking of that, like I saw you recently. You were kind of training with Krishan and giving her pointers. So you were giving advice, and it was really dope to see as a fan of the sport you pouring into another woman. Just how, I guess 2 questions, like, how does that feel for you when you really get opportunities to really do that? And clearly you wouldn't do it if you didn't respect or see something in her. And also, how do you feel she's coming along as a fighter?
well, one, I will say that I am a true girl's girl. I love women. I love other athletes, singers and rappers, people that I meet. I'm like infatuated with girls who are great at what they do and who even can go through stuff publicly and still overcome. Like, I am like obsessed with that. When it comes to Krishan, who's also a Pisces,
We just out here. I love this for
right?
us.
We just everywhere. I can more of see her heart and her spirit more than the stuff that she goes through. So she called me Big Sis, and we've been on the phone and we've prayed together and talked together and stuff. And even before she started boxing, and now that she's in it, I just be wanting to get a girl like some guidance, because it's something that I didn't know, that people didn't tell me. So I be wanting to, give her the best advice that I can with that. And like I said, advice is to be taken or left. It's really up to the person. But I think that Krishan has great potential. But I know that being a champion and becoming a champion takes for you to be focused not just inside the ring, but also outside the ring. And that I know just from my own personal experiences.
Mm-hmm. And from knowing you for a while now, I really do appreciate the way you love on your girls. You are a girl's girl. But the world might not see the full scope of who Claressa Shields is. So if I just lay it out on the line, like, who is Claressa Shields, what would you say?
Well, I would say that I am okay with being disliked and people not knowing the full person of who I am, because the person who is liked by everybody is the enemy to themselves. So it's not my job to make nobody feel like, oh, you need to like me. If you don't like me for whatever your reasons is, okay. All right. Because it's people who I don't like. They could do something to change it, to make me like them, but are they going to do that? So for me, it's like, I'm not living for them. I know that me and God have a great relationship, that I'm a great person. I'm a great daughter. I'm a great aunt. I'm a great girlfriend. Like, I'm a great friend. And that, listen, I'm just not everybody's cup of tea. But that's okay, because I'm God's cup of tea. And God loves me and He accepts me for who I am. And you said if I had to tell somebody who I am, listen, I am who I am. I am a fighter at heart. I am a beautiful, strong Black woman. When I think about myself, I think about woman king. So when you see Viola Davis and woman king, that's how I see myself every single day. I am a woman king, and I'm very confident. I'm very faithful. I'm very strong, and I don't take disrespect from nobody. And people have a problem with women being that way, but it's like, so what? I sleep better at night when I know that someone who disrespected me, I either check them or I disrespected them back. I sleep great at night knowing that.
She said, I am not turning the other cheek. I know that's right.
This is motivational. I'm feeling
It's the power of a Pisces,
You know what I'm
honey.
saying? I'm
Let me
God.
know.
I'm
Take
God's
it
cup
in.
of tea. Is going
Take
on
it
a
in.
Go with
t-shirt.
the water. Go with the water.
You're still making history too. Like you've accomplished so much, but you're still accomplishing things. And in the next upcoming weeks, you're about to be the first female, combat sports fighter to ever headline State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Period. What does it feel like for you that while you've done so much already, you're still hitting these type of milestones, and how important is that stuff to you?
It feels really good, honestly, and it feels good to know that I have fans everywhere. I love my meet and greets and my fans who come and bring me gifts and want autographs and pictures, and they say such nice things in person, which weighs more than somebody saying something bad on the internet. Like one person saying something good to you in person, like outweighs 100 bad people saying something online. And it's just like, it's so many people who just like always sewing into me. And I think that Atlanta, I've already conquered like Detroit and Michigan, did 18,000 fans. Now to have this fight in Atlanta is like, yo, the only way that we're going is up. We only going up. So now we in Atlanta, we getting walked out by Big Mama Lotto. I mean, this stuff is like, wow. And then not only with that, I will disclose how much weight I've lost for this fight, but I started off at a very high weight, and to be able to even get down to this weight class was a challenge in itself. But I do all this for my fans and for those who believe in me and who just believe in a dream, believe in the GWOAT dream, and believe that at the end of the day, no matter who's in front of me, I'm going to fight and I'm going to find a way to win. I think that my fans love that about me. So I'm excited for Atlanta, August 15th. Tickets on Ticketmaster. And y'all them tickets almost gone. So you ain't got them. Don't say I didn't tell you so.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I got to pull the trigger.
You need to go. We need to go.
Do what I gotta do.
We mentioned the headlines, the history that you've made, the medals, and boxing has given so much to you. You've given so much to boxing. So what else is there for boxing to give you? What else do you want boxing to pour into you?
Boxing to give to me more money.
Fair. We love a practical queen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I got the world championships. I have the divisions. I have the undisputed titles. I'm 4-time undisputed champion, the most undisputed than any other fighter in the world. The only one who comes close to that is Terrence Crawford, who was 3-time undisputed. So I've done it 4 times with 18 world titles, 5 different divisions. I mean, all I can just say is just more money. I think that Floyd made 50 million before. Hey, well, let me make 25 then.
Right, then let me hold $1, sister.
I can dig it. All right, so we wanted to play a little game with you since you are the GWOAT. We wanted to get into a little GOAT talk with you and ask who some of your greatest of all time are. So, greatest album of all time.
Album?
Mm-hmm.
Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares.
Okay. Greatest rapper of all time.
Papoose.
Greatest boxing match of all time.
It got to be Muhammad Ali when he beat George Foreman.
Okay.
Oh,
good one.
Come on, history. Greatest vacation spot of all time.
That I've been to?
Uh-huh.
It's out of Aruba and Dubai. Those places are so beautiful. Aruba was so relaxing and beautiful and just blue water everywhere, great food. Yeah, I loved Aruba. But Dubai was fun too. So it's out of those 2 places.
Spoken like a true water baby. Yeah, that's right.
I'm really interested in this one because it's going to give us a little insight into who you are. The greatest way to celebrate a win.
Best way to party after a win for me, go out with your family, your friends, turn the music up loud, shake some ass, have fun.
I mean, I don't know. Period.
I like that.
We're going to end this on greatest piece of advice you've ever received.
Oh, man. I always say this, but it came from Andre Ward. And it was just one phone call. And I had just turned pro, probably like my second or third fight. And I was getting ready to fight against somebody. And I was trash talking because that's who I naturally am. And I remember Andre called me because he know me for real. He called me, he said, hey, you don't have to let them make you talk like that. Like, you don't have to trash talk if you don't want to. And I was like, ain't nobody making me do nothing. And I remember him being like, oh, wait, so you want to trash talk with the girl? I said, heck yeah. It's fun. It's funny to me. And he was like, oh, well, never mind then. He was like, I was just going to tell you, be you, and accept you as you change. So right now you may like trash talking, but whenever you decide that you don't feel pressure to keep, doing it. But whatever you're comfortable with doing it, do it because you want to. Don't let them make you, be a certain way. And I was like, thank you for that. Like I appreciated the call, but him just saying, be you was something that stuck with me. Like, be you and don't let somebody make you be a certain way. And that was early in my career, which I think that that's some of the best advice that he gave me, because it made me be able to more accept myself and be like, look, listen, as long as I'm being who I truly am, it doesn't matter how I am. I'm not out here killing nobody, so it's all good.
Yep. And this is obviously called Everyone Watches Women's Sports. So, yes. Claressa, I know that you are in your world, in your GWOAT world, but is there any women athlete or women's sports storyline that you're following that you just want to share with the world?
Well, people know growing up that Serena Williams was my idol. Beyonce was my idol. I love Viola Davis. And right now, I am loving the story of Flau'jae.
Yeah. Y'all need to get on the track together. That would be
that'd be
crazy.
I would definitely have to rise to the occasion for that, because she can rap for real.
So can you? I want both of y'all in the booth. We gonna make it happen. Now I'm excited.
That'll be dope.
I'm excited.
I can already feel the pressure now.
No pressure, just excitement. I'm just here to cheer you on. Go, GWOAT. Right. Go, Flaw.
But no, I am loving Flau'jae's story, and even Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? I think she just got the Barbie doll recently, and then she got the shoe. I was able to watch her play in person. At the State Farm where I'm going to be fighting at.
Yeah.
And it just to see her doing her thing with all the stuff that, that goes on with her too, seeing how she just handles it and she just keep on being the best that she can be. I'm like, these are women that I'm like, all right, I'm watching them and they are next up. You know what I'm saying?
That's love. That's love. Well, we've loved you here. Absolutely. Claressa, thank you so much, as always.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
That's a lot of love for Flaw and Angel, and it makes me so happy, and I love the W so much. I've been watching Life in the W. I didn't realize I would be in it, so that's interesting.
Me either. You came across my screen. I said,
I did that.
I already be everywhere, dog.
Running these basketball streets.
Running them.
But to be able to get an inside look at Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Tawana Bonner was great. Also to have Alyssa Thomas incorporated in that, and that was a three-headed horse for the MVP race that year, was so cool. First of all, Bam and Asia are perfect.
Yes.
I love them so much, and they're dynamic, adorable. Mila, Nafisa's daughter, is growing up so fast. I want her to stop.
What I thought was so dope about it was, I'm like 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
And when Nafisa was talking about how her pregnancy changed her body.
Yeah.
How it's changed how she reacts to injury and how often she gets injured and how she thought she was just going to bounce back, but that's just not what happened. And just kind of dealing with the reality of that. It was just like, whoa, as a viewer, I've never thought about that. I think there's just so much that these women go through off the court to be great on the court. And there's just, a lot of times you get these like ignorant comparisons to the NBA and this and that. And it's like, we're dealing with 2 different beasts here in so many ways. And just hearing that story kind of reminded me of that. Like, wow, that's a factor that I never even put on the board,
Yeah. it's people don't realize how much. Well, I definitely don't realize it because I don't have no kids. But you break bones giving birth, and that's why it's so impressive. DeWanna had twins. That's like a reference. There was a commercial that always said DeWanna had twins. Anyway, but the fact that she popped out too and went right back, and I'm really impressed by her tenure. I think it makes it all the more impressive too because she's been able to be the gift that keeps on giving, one of the oldest players in the league, and still can deliver in those moments, brings that wisdom of being successful there. And I thought that it was really cool to see her co-parenting dynamic with Candace Dupree because there are different ways that people navigate families during the season too, and to be able to have a support system that your children are taken care of because you do have a solid family foundation between the two parents, and then to have Alyssa, who is her teammate and her partner, constantly know how to push her to greatness is cool too.
It was like watching that dynamic. I was like, that's got to be like a gift and a curse because you're bringing the game home a lot. You're living together. You're playing together. But then when you see their chemistry on the court, it's like, oh, they got a bit of an advantage because they're locked.
That's how I feel about you and your girl. She keeps you in line.
yeah. We're like locked.
Success.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really, really dope and interesting dynamic. And then I really loved the Asia Wilson moment with them losing and getting beat by 50 and her talking to Bam about it. And I liked the energy that Bam brought to it. Like, they're clearly a couple, they love each other. But in that moment, it was just like player to player. And he was like, bruh, yeah, you got dubbed. You better go send that text. What you talking about?
maybe sleep on it and then send it the next day because Lord.
So I thought that was really dope just to see how their player like partners and also partners,
I want that for everybody, to have somebody that loves them, that understands the industry that they're in, right? Like, because I feel like if you're an Asia Wilson, you have to have somebody that understands not only the sport you play, but how to navigate the highest of highs and lowest of lows. You're talking about Bam, who has the record for scoring in the NBA. You're talking about Bam, who they met at the Olympics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a high performing athlete that just knows what you're going through. I mean, he just so happens to be dating the greatest player on the planet. So, I mean, nobody can really relate to Asia like that. But like, just to know how to navigate those emotions of the wins and losses, because it's not all gravy. And I think that that's the partner, like Fee and her husband. He knows basketball really well. He knows the business of basketball. He knows how to keep her sharp. He knows how to train her back. That's his background. And then you have DeWanna and AT. They all have something in common, with a common love for the game, but also knowing each other's industry. So that's so respectable.
Yeah. It was dope. I really liked seeing the ups and downs too with DeWanna of like, do I want to come back? Do I not want to come back?
She's going to be the gift, keeps on giving because she wants another ring.
But then when she was in it, she was like, I love playing. You know what I mean? I love playing. And watching that journey, I'm really into it right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to finish it. It's so fun. But we all know the outcome of Asia being able to bring the ring home. But now I know that creates a bigger chip on Fee's shoulder because Minnesota this year, I don't want to bring it back to the league right now, but like Minnesota this year,
crazy.
Nuts. And then now she's healed. She's back getting in the swing of things. She kind of got the fresh legs.
It makes you root on another level too.
Yeah.
It makes you root on it. Watching the behind the scenes stuff, you're like, oh, I'm rooting for a different reason. You know what I mean? It definitely invests you more. It's a really great program.
Yeah, but as they have their partners, I know you've been watching other things. What you been watching?
Man, I've been watching Game of Thrones.
Okay. I have never seen a singular episode. Game of Thrones rundown, race I go.
All right, so there's this. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll start with the original series. Okay. So there's
so there are multiple.
Yeah. But you gotta know the original kind of what's going. So there's this family, and they kind of like the top dog family of all the different families of the region. Like they got the most respect. They just know for holding it down. That's the Starks, and they run this area, Winterfell. Like that's where they run. That's their whole spot. They got they got it locked over there. But it's cold over there, but they got it locked over there. And they got these big ass wolves. They call dire wolves. Everybody knows them
Bigger
for that.
than a normal wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody knows them for that. Like, they got the North, they got the Army up there, they got the dire wolves, and they ill, but they also noble people. Everybody knows you could trust a Stark. Like, they honorable. So they go to King's Landing where the Lannisters are. Now, the Lannisters are now the, like, family in power that, like, rules over the entire kingdom. But they a little weird, little funny style family.
Okay.
Like, they kind of came to power on some funny style stuff. They're not really that well liked, but they are in power, so people gotta respect it. They also freaky deaky. The brother's kissing on the sister and they having sex. So there's a lot of just wild stuff going on with them. But one of the Stark kids sees the freaky deaky stuff going on between the brother and the sister. So then they push the little boy, he break his legs. Now all hell break loose. Cause they like, yo, you hurt my son.
What do the wolves have to do with this?
They got to protect them eventually because, like, stuff starts going down and things start going really left.
I fear this is going to be you.
Also, there's some undead walking around.
See,
that
I fear this is you on your own because I am behind and I don't care to catch up. And I love the passion that you have of this.
Just know there's big ass wolves, there's undead, there's dragons, and there's ice dragons.
I've never seen you so passionate about something in your life.
It's one of my favorite things in the
I
world.
love that for you. I do. This is
I'm
how
gonna
I
give
feel.
you
about,
gotta give me an episode, and I gotta.
what? I'm like gonna start watching Project Runway.
Episode 1, season 1, Game of Thrones.
Oh, you mean give you an episode of Game of Thrones?
And
Oh,
I'll
geez.
give you a hour in the ocean.
Oh, that's a great bet. You promise?
Yeah,
An hour.
an hour.
On a board in the ocean, or are we swimming in the ocean?
Just ocean activities. I'm not gonna commit. I hate that you love this.
I love this so much. You know what else
I think I'm gonna
love?
regret this.
Yeah, you are. Because I will have you on a board with a rash guard, and you're gonna be like, "Why is this coral attacking me?" And I'm like, "Just go with the water," because that's the type of person I am. The dogs were going with the water. There was puppy surfing this week, and it was so cute.
That sounds
and
cute.
I love them so much, and I just, Rocco, my Yorkie, would never, because he'd just be like, "I'm on the water," and just jump off the board. But it was so cute. It was so cute. So while you were watching Game of Thrones, I was watching dogs.
What breed of dog was really killing it?
All mixed breeds.
Oh, wow.
I didn't really. I'm not getting my AKC bag here, but like they were like mixed breeds. There's some full breeds. Some did tandem. Some did individual.
Wow.
Like it was the dogs did their thing, and I want nothing but greatness and all the endless dog treats for them, because you don't know this about me, I come from a background of sidelining dog sports, like dock diving and air retrieve, which is like long jump and high jump. I didn't do the confirmation.
I know they have to
shows.
go like get something.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So dock diving would be like long jump. So they throw the toy, and then the dog runs and jumps off the dock into the water, and it's like where their butt hits the water is where they measure it. And air retrieve is like how high they can go. So they dangle it up here, and then you can try to get to the height. Anyway, I'm very invested in that. Now that I know dog surfing exists in that capacity, oh my gosh, I'm about to go to the beach and see some dogs surf. That's all I care about.
I'm really happy for you.
You should be.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the beach with me because you got to be on a board. Our friend AJ McCord, one of my best friends, she's the one who gets me into like jumping off of cliffs in Hawaii. Like that's the type of friend she is. We'll get her to teach you how to surf, and then we'll ride party waves together.
So I'm committing to an hour of ocean.
Of surfing.
We're not jumping off anything.
No,
I
just
need to know
surfing.
that-
Just
okay.
surfing.
Could we do like half, just
You said an hour.
chill ocean, half surf?
I don't know Chill.
Okay.
I never met her,
All right.
but I do know Ocean, and it's going to be fun. And I'll brave it through the incest and wolves that you are going to present to me.
Yes.
And then you brave it through
I will.
the ocean waters.
I'm a person of my word. I'll do it.
We won't go to Huntington because those waters are crazy. And
Yeah, get me some calm water at the very least.
I got you.
Thank you.
We'll do it.
All right. So what are you watching next? What's on your radar?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so gymnastics is my favorite sport. Top 3, top 2, top 1. So U.S. Gymnastics Championships. I'm excited. That's August 6th through the 9th. And honestly, it's like a bridge of generations, right? You still have Jade Carey competing, but there's a whole next generation that is really coming in and taking over. And so we're approaching the time where it could potentially lead to like trials. So the way they have to do it in order to make the Olympic team, they have to go to different meets and accumulate just points and get in front of USAG and all that. But I'm excited to see how they come out. Gymnastics is such a like sport of perfection. Yep. And very dependent on the day and, you know, things like the bounciness of the beam. There's a lot that goes into it that we won't get into, but gymnastics championships, I'm excited for. I'm excited to see if the OGs pull through. And by old, I mean like 22, 23. And then the younger gen, 16, 17 going into it. I'm excited about that. What about you?
I will say I'm excited about gymnastics too, because this is about the time I tune in. Like as a casual viewer, this is about the time I'm flipping through my channel and there's some random
2 years out of Olympics.
Yeah, there's some random meet on my channel and I'm like, okay, let me start watching to kind of see how this is gonna develop into the Olympics. So I always kind of like the discovery of this time for me as a person who isn't watching constantly throughout each season.
If you need somebody to narrate the entire thing for you, give you play by play, that is my specialty. I can break down the sport like none other, so call on me.
So I will. And I'm glad I have that now.
Thank you.
Because you know I'll text you at 2 a.m.
You sure will.
But I'm also excited about this Mercury versus Sparks game coming up on August 11th because it's like, is this going to be Kelsey Plum's revenge game? You know, every time there's a trade and then the player goes to meet that team again, we expect big game, big numbers. So I'm excited to see that, and especially with that combination that we already talked about of AT and Dawana.
I can't wait to see, I would say the big three, like KP, Kai, and AT, and then Dawana is going to be great help in seeing how that frees her up to just, you know, be her. And I'm wondering if it will feel like a revenge game to Kelsey or if she just wants to get her legs back because she's been facing injury this year. But yes, I love some mess. I want to see because these are two teams that are trying to fight for a playoff contention. So, I mean, the win actually really does matter.
It matters. And Kelsey's a player that can go off.
Yeah,
like Kelsey is a player that can lock in and go off and put up big numbers and put up big games. You know, we've seen it, and I hope we see it again.
Let's get a 30-pointer out of Kelsey.
Let's go.
Come on, KP. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention surfing yet again.
Come on.
They're out there in Tahiti. In Teapu. And so WSL Teapu has Outer Known Tahiti Pro 2026. And so the circuit is continuing. And those waves are beautiful out there. So I'll be watching that. I love a surf moment.
Text me when it's on. I might watch it.
Okay,
I like watching competitive surfing. It is something that I do watch. Another one I just stumble upon and my channel flips. But when I catch it, I watch it.
It's funny because like the first time I ever covered surfing, I was like so panicked about being on time and things like that. But again, the ocean controls it. And so that's another sport that makes me slow down and really just watch because they have different heats that they have to, you know, there's a prioritization. There's this whole method here, but they have to wait. It's dependent on when the waves come.
Yeah, that was the first thing that impressed me. The first time I watched it, I just was like, never thought about that. But I was like, yo, they just waiting.
They're waiting.
Like, they gotta wait. And they don't have no choice.
If you take a wave that doesn't really suit you, you have to wait for your prioritization again. So it's like a really great mental like game that you're playing as well.
And when you see people choose too, like when you start to see how they're making their decisions, because you're like, my impatience, I'm like, it's a wave, grab it. But then you watch them let it pass and you're like, oh, well, right.
And sometimes you miss your window. It's
or
crazy.
They didn't catch it. You know what I mean? And just watching that process. But then watching when they like hit it and they're like,
They're like, what? They're like, what?
And they like in it. It's like, it's kind of crazy.
I love nothing more. But gymnastics, surfing, it sounds like my
it's good stuff.
Week.
Yeah, it's a good week.
It's a great week. But I guess let's head out to the game.
Yeah.
Barbie
I'm gonna be on time.
You better be. You better be, Sam. Well, it's been real, as it is every single week. Make sure you follow and subscribe to us. We are coming at you every single Thursday. And follow us on social because we're fun people.
Yeah,
we're so fun at Everyone Watches.